Welcome to our pain recovery journey. Just 14 days until the move, and today I had what I'm calling a cabinet contemplation moment. There I was, staring at my completely empty kitchen cabinets, trying to remember which box I packed my coffee mugs in, when I realized I was holding my breath. You know what's funny about moving stress? Sometimes it sneaks up on you in the most ordinary moments, like when you're convinced box 37 contains your favorite mug, but then you open it to find your collection of novelty keychains instead. And then you think, did I really need to keep all 27 mugs? What was I planning? A coffee party for my entire neighborhood? Meanwhile, I'm drinking my morning coffee from, well, let's just say measuring cups work surprisingly well in desperate times. If you're finding these evidence-based strategies helpful that I'm going to be presenting today, please like and subscribe to join our supportive community. Today, we'll be exploring how understanding the stress-pain connection can help build more comfort in our lives, especially when surrounded by towers of unlabeled boxes. Greetings. It's nice to see you again. And those here for the first time, you're very welcome. Today's stories about stress and pain might change how you think about building comfort into your daily life. I'd like to introduce you to Charlotte, 39, an elementary school principal living with psoriatic arthritis. That's an inflammatory condition affecting both joints and skin with red, scaly patches and swelling. The visible nature of her symptoms added an extra layer of stress to her already demanding role. I noticed my symptoms would flare during school inspections or parent-teacher conferences, she explained. The more she worried about appearing professional, despite visible symptoms, the worse her pain became. Her turning point came during a mindfulness workshop where she learned about the biological connection between stress and inflammation. She started practicing what she calls her micro-mindfulness, taking 30-second breaks between meetings to check in with her breathing and body tension. She also created a simple signal system with her staff. If she touched her desk plant, it meant she needed a moment to reset before continuing a conversation. These small changes made a huge difference in both her stress levels and pain intensity. You know, while Charlotte found ways to manage stress in a visible leadership role, our next story shows how stress can affect us even when we're working alone. Sally, 47, is a freelance graphic designer who developed low back syndrome, and that's a persistent pain and muscle tension that experiences from prolonged desk work. What started as occasional discomfort evolved into persistent pain that seemed to have a mind of its own. Deadline stress would go straight to my back, Sally shared. I could almost measure my workload by my pain levels. She noticed that rush projects would trigger spasms, but so would the quieter stress of waiting for a client feedback. Her breakthrough came when she started treating stress reduction as part of her creative process rather than a separate task. She developed what she calls her design breathing rhythm, matching her breath to her design actions. Zooming out on a project meant taking a deep breath in. Zooming in meant a slow exhale. She also started setting her design software autosave reminder as a body scan prompt. Every 15 minutes, the save notification became her cue to check for tension and adjust her position. While Charlotte and Sally found ways to manage predictable stress, our next story explores how to handle the unexpected surges of stress that come with a dynamic environment. Conrad, 52, is a high school sports coach living with diabetic neuropathy. That's nerve damage causing burning pain and numbness in his feet and legs. Managing blood sugar levels was already challenging, but he discovered that stress would not only affect his diabetes, but also amplify his nerve pain. Game days were the worst he remembered. The excitement and tension of coaching would send his system into overdrive, making it harder to maintain stable blood sugar and comfort levels. Everything changed when he learned about the concept of stress reserves. That's the ability to build resilience to stress like building physical stamina. He developed a pre-game routine that included 5 minutes of quiet time in his office, using a stress tracking app to monitor his levels. During games, He wore a small device that vibrated every 30 minutes, reminding him to unclench his jaw and shake out tension. He also started arriving at school 20 minutes early to walk the empty gym, building what he calls his stress buffer for the day. These 3 stories highlight something fascinating about stress and pain. They're connected in ways that are both universal and deeply personal. So let me share what the science tells us about why these strategies work so well. Our nervous system responds to stress and pain through shared pathways, a concept we often discuss on this channel when talking about neuroplasticity. When we're stressed, our body releases cortisol and other stress hormones that can increase inflammation and sensitize pain signals. This explains why Charlotte's arthritis flared during stressful meetings and why Sally could feel deadlines in her back. The good news? When we learn to regulate our stress response, we can influence our pain signals too. This isn't just about relaxation. It's about building our nervous system's resilience. Let's explore how to work with this stress-pain connection. Consider starting with breath awareness like Charlotte, who learned to notice stress building up before it peaked. Or explore Sally's approach of integrating stress relief into your daily routine rather than treating it as another task to complete. Conrad's strategy of building stress resilience through small daily practices offers yet another pathway. So tomorrow we'll explore how our thought patterns influence our pain experience, building on today's understanding of how stress affects our comfort levels. So, reducing stress isn't about achieving perfect calm. It's about building your capacity for resilience. So it's bye for now, and I'm wishing you a comfortable week.